Well, you may be aware, maybe you aren't, but I usually have to give Dean a little head start. I'm significantly younger. And as my good friend Dave Hunziker, the play-by-play man on radio for Oklahoma State football and basketball, said during a broadcast this year, we're all on a shot clock. And that applies to work, not just life. So I say that just to say that there was no way I was going to leave tonight, even though I probably should have about 15 minutes ago to get to work and finish some things up for the Blitz. But I did not want to leave before being able to introduce our final inductee into the Oklahoma Golf Hall of Fame class of 2021, Scott Verplank.
Scott Verplank walking up 18 right now. And let's listen to the applause.
Where would you rank him as an amateur?
Number one. Well, I guess number two behind Bobby Jones, okay? I won't go crazy.
Scott Verplank is one of the top 5 amateur golfers and top 5 college golfers in the last 50 years at least.
He was a great junior player, obviously a great college player, won the U.S. Amateur.
He was just so competitive that he wanted to not just beat everyone in the field, but he wanted to really beat his teammates too.
Yeah, it'd be hard to make up a fantasy tale that would, at the beginning of 1982 for Scott Verplank, that would have measured up to what he actually accomplished. So he won everything on the planet.
The youngster from Dallas won the 1984 U.S. Amateur at Oak Tree Golf Club, now Oak Tree National, which eventually would become the course where he resides. The following year, he went one better, winning the PGA Tour's 1985 Western Open as an amateur.
40 feet to work with. Good loft. Look out hole.
I remember telling Tway this, that Scott's going to win this tournament. And Bob's like, what are you talking about? And I said, I've seen him play a lot, and this is the best I've ever seen him play.
And sure enough, he did. So looking back then, and I said, Willie, how did you come up with that? He said, well, we played Chicago golf on that day, that Wednesday. And I've never seen anyone hit it so straight, so far, hit the iron so good, or putt so well. So I just figured he was going to win.
Yes, sir. Scott Verplank is the 1985 Western Open champion. Wonderful.
Scott, congratulations. Fabulous playing.
Thanks.
At Oklahoma State, he came in as a freshman and immediately wanted to win not just every tournament, but every practice session. Alongside Willie Wood, he led the Cowboys to the 1983 NCAA Team Championship and was the 1986 NCAA Individual Champ.
Scott was a rare combination of confidence, belief, work ethic, talent. He's the total package.
He was so good that we couldn't keep him from running the show.
And he was the first NCAA individual champion who was also an academic All-American. And to be able to be that good a student and also the best player in college golf, that's quite a legacy.
In addition to the U.S. Amateur, he was named to the 1985 Walker Cup team, won the Porter Cup and Sunahana Amateur twice each, and won the 1985 Western Amateur. Of his 5 PGA Tour victories, none meant more to him than the last, an emotional victory at age 42 in the Byron Nelson Classic in Dallas. It was the first tour win in 6 years, and the only drawback was his childhood hero Nelson wasn't there, having passed away the year before at age 94. Nelson's wife Peggy was there, clutching one of her husband's famed fedoras when she hugged an emotionally drained Verplank after the victory. Byron would have been very, very happy for Scott. I am too, Peggy said that day. The friendship they had, it's great to see it culminate this way.
Scott Verplank. Well, he's a steely guy.
First ever shot in a Ryder Cup, and it is a good one.
Twice he's a captain's pick for the Ryder Cup. I don't know what gets more flattering than that.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. What a shot. Barely cleared the water.
I believe the momentum just shifted back, Mark.
When Curtis Strange was Ryder Cup captain, and Scott was probably going to get one of the picks. Curtis called me and he says, well, tell me about your buddy Scott. And I kind of said, well, Curtis, he's a lot like you. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, he's as tough as they come. I said, I'd love to have him on my team because I don't think there's anyone mentally tougher, and he's going to give you his all. And I think Curtis appreciated that, and obviously he went on to play great in the Ryder Cup and President's Cup, but you know, he just played good his whole life.
His record in the 2002 and 2006 President's Cups and Ryder Cups was the best overall record of any individual that played on those teams.
His game was made for that type of competition, and it was true. He's just so competitive, and he wants to. He likes head-to-head competition. He was great in match play always. He really should be a captain of a Ryder Cup.
Between the diabetes and numerous draining injuries, including 9 surgeries, Verplank may not always have been able to excel for 72 holes against deep fields as time went on, but pit him against a single opponent with the pressure on and he was nails. His record in 2 Ryder Cups and 2 President's Cups was stellar, a combined 10-3-1, including 4-1 in the Ryder Cup.
He's the most courageous golfer, I think, maybe ever. He's 9 years old and he's diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. He's in a coma. That's where you think the career would end. But for him, that's where it started.
That's one of the reasons why he was so regimented and so tough. I think that's a lot to put on a kid at that age.
I never heard a complaint, and I never saw any kind of. He did not want to show a weakness. Put it that way.
I learned a lot from him. Just the fact that even though mine gets regulated, I still need to eat and do a lot of things. So I think Coach Holder, myself, a lot of us being around Scott changed our ideas of what we need to do to try to play good golf and live correctly.
His official surgical scorecard: 3 on the left wrist, 2 on the right elbow, 1 on each shoulder, 1 on the left elbow, and 1 on the right thumb. There were also chronic bouts with plantar fasciitis. These ailments were slow to heal because, well, such are the ramifications of being a type 1 diabetic. Sensitive to others battling the same ailment, Scott and wife Kim have raised funds and provided numerous college scholarships for others with type 1 diabetes. Each year, Verplank holds a celebrity pro-am at Oak Tree National, and the pro golfers and celebrities come from far and wide to support the cause.
I just think that he realizes how difficult it is for kids, and so obviously his foundation to try to help kids with diabetes, and I had no idea until I was around him. So it's just wonderful that he's able to do that to help these kids.
Verplank has said he wishes he would have accomplished more as a touring pro, though it is ludicrous to consider a 5-time PGA Tour champion with $30 million in official career earnings as anything but a huge success.
The guy has had an unbelievable career both as an amateur and as a pro, so I mean, he's so worthy of this Hall of Fame that it's incredible.
I don't know, he plays so much great golf. I wish I could just go back and watch it again. That's what I'd like to do.
Now please welcome Scott Verplank into the Oklahoma Golf Hall of Fame.
That was awful nice. I always wanted to go to OU when I grew up as a little child. I don't know how I got this jacket. Anyway, that's very nice. Thanks to, well, Tom, who really, and Ken McLeod, who put all this together. And Tom is 100% right. Guys would come to the club, play golf. He'd be out there to say, hey, can you support this deal? And they'd take off. And then I would run into the club saying, Tom, when can I go? And he'd run off. So finally, I mean, and it also helps that one of my best friends on the planet is the guy who supports and owns and runs this thing. So thanks, Everett. I owe you big time. Yeah, actually, Everett's huge. And I want to congratulate Trace and Megan. You got a great future ahead of you in golf, and being part of the Oklahoma golf family is more than you will know. And that's, to me, this is not about me tonight. It's about me being lucky enough to be in the room with everybody here. So good luck to you and congratulations. Congratulations to Art. Pretty amazing. I've never been around a guy who can speak for 10 minutes and never take a breath, but he can do it. And he did it again tonight. And actually, it was better tonight than the last. We were at the City of Edmond Hall of Fame, and I think Art spoke for 25 minutes without a breath. And I thought it was a world record, but I guess it was the playing all those golf holes in one day that was so good, right? Congratulations. Yeah. Never knew Floyd, but great work, Floyd. Danny, I'm really happy you didn't end up in the state pen. You know, it could have been a long road if they would have taken you to court. And David, congratulations, David. Slinger he's one of a kind. I know you say that I don't lose an argument, but David's never had an argument that he didn't win both sides of. So as soon as he convinces, if I said, David, check out my orange blazer, he'd say, no, that's not orange. And he convinced me, you know, you're right, it's green. And then he'd go, no, it's not green, it's orange. And then he convinced me that it was orange again. So he is a one of a kind, and congratulations to you too. Like I said, I've lived a dream life, in my opinion. And it means more to me to stand up here with everybody in this room and that has accepted me into the state of Oklahoma golfers. It's a unique club. Being in the Hall of Fame obviously is a unique honor, and I'm privileged and honored to get that. But I'm more privileged and honored that I got a room full of friends, and we cross all boundaries. You know, obviously, I kind of wore my. Look at this. I got this. See this? And I got it as a gift actually I did something for Oklahoma State about a year ago, and they sent me this, and I go, well, I'll never wear that. I mean, honestly. So this was the only chance I'm ever going to have to wear it. And I did it, well, yeah, and I did it because, one, it's kind of, I mean, I'm proud that I played golf at Oklahoma State. I love Oklahoma State. But at the same time, the game of golf and the people in this state, I'm not biased to anything. I mean, I have some of my greatest friends. I have a great table right over here. The president of OU, some of the most prolific, profound donors to the University of Oklahoma. They're all supporters of mine, and they're supporters of mine and my wife's foundation. You couldn't get any better than that. So it's really hard for me to be like really mad and mean to OU people, even though for one day every year, you know, we want to beat them in football. I mean, whatever. But anyway, and I appreciate them. There's another guy here that is probably the most obnoxious OU guy I've ever been around in my life, but he's a great hunting partner, and he's sitting right over here, Mike Ellis. I don't know if you know Mike, but don't piss him off about Oklahoma football, okay? Thank you. Anyway, there's tables of people in this room, the Dobson's table, this table over here that I'm hunting buddies with. I got my great friends like Bob Tway and Willie Wood. You know, it's so nice that they say stuff like, even if they were lying, it was really nice that they were saying stuff like that about me. And they know how I feel about them. It'd be hard to find better friends than that. I got neighbors, got some of our neighbors for 25 years here with me. My accountant who stuck with me through everything, Sooner graduate as well, so there you go. But there's tables of people in this room that it's my honor to be here in the room with you. And I appreciate you being here to take part in this, not only for me, but for everybody else in here. And the people in Oklahoma, in the Oklahoma golf family, are a different breed, in my opinion. It just means more. We care more. We love to play golf here. The history of golf in Oklahoma is actually fantastic. It's very underrated. The golf courses we have here, Oak Tree National, Southern Hills, Karsten Creek, Dornick Hills, they're beyond reproach, really. They're as good as anywhere in the world. So we are very lucky. And then I wanted to say one special shout out to a group of guys. I had shoulder surgery about almost 3 months ago, and I've been kind of down in the dumps, and I've needed like emotional support. So there's a group, I don't know where they're sitting, but there's a group at the club that's kind of taken me under their wing in this card game. You know, and it's a very high intellect game, and you have to be on the ball. Now, the guys that play this game, they either go by their nickname or their initials. So you know what kind of group it is, right? I mean, it's cream of the crop rocket science guys. So they've taken me in and kept my spirits up, and I'm working hard. And Kim, I'm catching up. I'm only like a couple $100 down to them, okay? So things are going good. But that's a great part. That's a great part of the Oklahoma golf community. The people that belong to this golf club, where Tim Fleming is the pro, one of the greatest memberships in the country. I know many of them. They're all genuinely nice and kind and giving to me and my family and my foundation. So there's really no way to completely thank you. But that stuff, it's not for me, and it's not for my family. It's for doing things for other people that really, really mean the most. So, Tom, you're the best at running the club and running this deal. And Ken, sorry to bother you so much about kind of getting the details. I don't know why you're way in the back. But it is, like I said, it's an honor for me to have this trophy, but it's really more of an honor for me to stand up here and be able to thank each and every one of you for befriending me and accepting me and pulling for me and loving me as a fellow Oklahoman and a neighbor and a friend. So sorry to keep you so long. I hope I didn't speak too long, and everybody have a great night.